There's a common expression that if at first you don't succeed, you must try again. And considering that my 2022 predicted All-Australian team only had 12, yes, 12 members make the squad of 44. Only 6 made the team. I've had to take a period of self-reflection. The quality control measures have been kicked in. I've sat in front of the whiteboard and I've demanded better, not for just myself, but for the family. And I've done that. I'm really, really proud of this 22, and there are going to be some really unlucky players. I might talk about them as well at the end of the video, but this is my 2023 predicted All-Australian team. We don't even need to play the season at this point. Let's just crown it now. Let's go. The full back line, James Sicily, Jacob Wiedering, Tom Stewart. It's pretty simple. This is the best 3 defenders for this line that there is. James Sicily should have made it last year. That's no disrespect to Bruzzy Maynard, but the man is a star in a really bad team at the moment. That is okay. When did we start punishing that? Didn't Nat Fyfe win a Brownlow from like 15th on the ladder or something ridiculous? Sicily is the guy down there. He is the quarterback. He is the sweeper. Look, he's not good in one-on-one contests. That's not his role, all right? Darcy Moore conceded the 2nd most goals in one-on-one contests last year. He's still known as a great defender. What's the difference? Darcy, very unlucky not to make this side, by the way. But Sis, he'll rack up the ball. He'll do a fantastic job. He should have made it last year. I think he'll get it this year. Wiedering, what can we say? I think in a one-on-one contest to save my life at the current moment, if he's not 1, he's 2 on the list. It's as simple as that. Sure, he's not flashy with the footy, but as a defender, as a tall defender especially, you don't need to be, okay? Carlton have got plenty of rebounding defenders and the like that can get the ball out, but in terms of stopping the big boys that are going to stand in Carlton's way as they push towards finals, winning finals, and maybe even a flag in the years to come, Wieders is the man, and what more do you need to say about Tom Stewart that hasn't already been said? I mean, seriously. This guy's just a star. He got plucked out of local footy by Matty Scarlett. And he's this good. It's actually kind of disgusting when you think about it at times. But he's a star. He's a lock in this side unless he gets injured and misses 6 games or something like that. So that is my full back line. Pretty easy. Probably the most predictable. Half back line. Jordan Dawson, Stephen May, Hayden Young. We'll start with Stephen May because he is, again, the obvious one in there. He's fighting with Wiedering on the guys. 1 contest to save my life. Don't get outmarked. It's going to be Stephen May there. I know he's been a little bit of a bad boy, getting into a few dust-ups and all these sorts of things, but on the field, he is the field marshal for the Ds. Yes, they've got that amazing midfield, Gawn, in now Grundy, but Stephen May is their most important player. I'll fight you on that any day of the week. He just is their most important player. Jordan Dawson, I think, is the Crows' best player right now. I know Rory Laird is going to get more recognition from fans, but I think Jordan Dawson's ability to hit the outside is probably more important. Maybe skilled is the wrong word, but I definitely think he's a more important player than Rory Laird, given that one-dimensionality of their midfield. Breaking off that half-back line, setting up attacking thrusts, I think he's primed to just go to another level. He was very good last year, indoctrinating himself into the Crows. I think he's got another gear to go to. And speaking of guys that are going to go from on the precipice of being a star to a fully fledged star, Hayden Young is that man for me. His ability to hit targets is extraordinary, and the kick, as you can see there, is one of the best I've ever seen on a footy field, regardless of situation. I think the head on his shoulders is really, really good. He's got composure, and he doesn't actually lose that many one-on-one contests either. So his ability to defend when required and attack always, I think he's a modern version of Grant Birchall. I love him, and sometimes you've got to go with your heart on these things, so I'm going to put him on my other flank. The centre line, Hugh McCluggage, Marcus Bontempelli, Andrew Brayshaw. Yes, they're not really wingmen. The All-Australian selectors don't care. I'm trying to get as many of my picks in there. Okay, I think the Bont is my Brownlow pick at this point in time. That could change by the time my Brownlow video does come out. But in that midfield without Josh Dunkley there, I think it's just the Bont's competition and he's just got to go and get it, which I think he will do. I think Hugh McCluggage's role is really interesting. If he was a full-time wingman, he would be the best wingman in the game, in my opinion. However, he's sometimes rolled through the midfield, and considering he's not really a wingman and he's not really a midfielder, he's a hybrid, he gets left out of these things. I think he's made the squad now 3 or 4 times, hasn't fully made the team. This is the year to do it. And Andy Brayshaw, one of the best two-way midfielders in the game. And considering Sam Walsh is injured, he is now definitely top 2. And don't worry, the best one in the game is going to make this side as well. So keep an eye on that. And I think that two-wayness makes it an easy out for selectors to put him on a wing. I think he should be Freo's next captain. I think if that hasn't been announced by the time this video comes out, it will get announced relatively quickly. Between him and Alex Pearce, I would go with Andy B, and he sits very comfortably on a wing for me. Half forward line, Chad Warner, Jeremy Cameron, Christian Petrarca, with Tom Hawkins looking unlikely to be fit for round 1, although he says that he wants to play round 1 because of course he does. I think Jeremy Cameron, it was criminal that I left him off last year's team, and he's pretty much got a spot in this side until he retires. I think his ability to work up the ground, lead back, hit targets going inside 50 is extraordinary, and he's one of the best kicks around the corner that I've seen since Stevie J. I think he just fits that centre-half forward spot nicely, even though if I was building, say, a best team of the current generation, maybe that's a video of itself, he would make a half-forward flank. As great as he is in one-on-one contests in a pack, I just see the way that he plays the game as the best half-forward that I've seen. It's as simple as that. But he's not going to get picked on a flank, so he's half-forward in this side. Christian Petrarca, speaking of guys that got a lock on this side until something bad happens, and knock on wood, that doesn't happen. I think Petrarca's explosiveness and ability to hit the scoreboard will give the selectors an easy out and to put him on a flank. And it's kind of the same reasoning with Chad Warner as well. Sydney's best player during the 2022 Grand Final. He'll have a chip on his shoulder, and although you might think opposition might put more time into him, they've still got that Callum Mills and Luke Parker who are pretty good players. So Warner is still going to be the third banana. His ability to go centre forward and hopefully hit the scoreboard to accelerate the Swans hopefully back to a top 4 placing for their fans is going to be key, and he's kind of the breakout player like Hayden Young down back. I think he's going to be the breakout guy that ends up on a flank. So that is my half forward line. Full forward line, Tom Papley, Harry McKay, Shea Bolton. I think Bolton with Richmond's stacked midfield is going to play more forward. I believe that he needs to play more forward. He's the kind of guy that can kick 50 goals in a year. Now, I know we get told that about the likes of Nat Fyfe. I know we got talked about Danger when he kicked, what did he, like 5-6 or 6-7 against the Hawks on that leg injury. But Shea is the kind of guy that can do that. I think he kicked 44-44 last year. Extraordinary performances. If he can stay centre forward and let Dusty rotate through that midfield with the likes of Taranto, Hopper and these guys, Prestia, I think that's only going to be beneficial for the Tigers. Good luck stopping Lynch and then stopping Martin and then stopping Bolton. And I think Shea is going to be the man who's got the most forward craft out of those smaller players, and I think he's going to reap the rewards. Tom Papley, we know he rolled through the midfield a bit last year, but the Swans need scoring, and he is going to provide that. He ekes out Charlie Cameron for a spot in this side, but them two are so clearly the two best small forwards in the competition, in my opinion. I can see a guy like Isaac Rankin maybe, dazzling some crowds and stuff like that. He's not going to have a better year than Tom Papley. Papley, Bolton, and then, of course, Harry McKay. Charlie Curnow, I know he's going to be a popular pick. You got the likes of Hawkins, Lynch, these kind of guys. But he won the Common Medal 2 years ago. I think the Blues are going to get better, which means both of them are going to get better. And having Charlie Curnow here as the reigning Common Medalist is A, little bit boring. And B, I do have more faith in Harry McKay at this point to make the side again. It is very rare for first-time Coleman medalists to get back to that real king of the forward line type craft. You look at Buddy, who won his Coleman medals in 08, 11, 14, and 17. Yes, he made other All-Australian sides in that time, but I think there is only going to be room for two talls, and they're probably going to be the two leading goal kickers, and out of the Blues boys, I'm going to take Harry. The Rucks, Sean Darcy, Lockie Neal, Clayton Oliver. Neal and Oliver don't need any explanation. They find the footy beautifully. Neal's already won a Brownlow. Clayton Oliver could very easily win a Brownlow one day, although Petrarca does seem to take votes off him. Those two boys are just in an extraordinary place right now, playing excellent footy, and I think the inclusion of Dunkley is going to help Lockie Neal. It's also going to help Josh Dunkley, who doesn't make this side. But Sean Darcy, I feel like he's the one that is going to get a few people talking. Yes, we got told all of last year he was injury prone. Don't think he missed a game, or if he did, it was only one. Probably should have researched it before I did this, to be honest. But I think Luke Jackson helps him, definitely helped Max Gawn get the All-Australian nod last year. and his tap work is extraordinary. He gets to more contests than he gets credit for, and he's not afraid to hurt blokes. Put all of those things together, and I think you've got something extraordinary there, which I love. Sean Darcy in the ruck in the All-Australian team is the one that I think I'm going to stand by the most throughout this year, because you've got your semi-obvious guys. I've got the breakout contenders in Hayden Young and Chad Warner as in to break into that team, but I think Sean Darcy is the one that I'm going to hold on to the longest. Silly, not sure. Confident, quietly. And the interchange, Touk Miller, Tom Mitchell, Tom Lynch, Adam Sard. With Zach Williams going down with an ACL, I think Adam Sard is going to be the perfect man to rebound for the Blues and cause all kinds of headaches, especially now that Sam Doherty is training with the midfield. Do they put a guy like Chera to halfback? Who knows? But I don't think he's going to be an All-Australian caliber player yet in Adam Chera. But the other Adam in Sard, absolutely love this pick. Touk Miller, he's the best two-way midfielder in the game. Walsh isn't fit, and the best ability is availability. I think he ekes out Andy Brayshaw. A great man, and I don't think anyone has come back in better condition. That is frightening. Everyone on the channel that's watched my videos previously knows how much I'm on the Tom Mitchell train this year. I think his extraction is going to be absolutely key for the Pies this year. And if they do take that step and do get to another prelim, a grand final, or a premiership in 2023, it's got to start in the midfield. And it's going to start with him. So Pies fans, this is me hedging the bet, if you will. If the Pies are going to be great, this pick is going to be correct. And then Tom Lynch, I think if they do name a third tall, it's going to be in the forward line. And I think Lynch, yes, he's had some setbacks in the preseason, I know. But again, this one is banking on the fact that I think Richmond are going to be a very, very good side this year. How do they make that happen? Well, the midfield's got to be great. The defense has got to be great. We know all that. But just like Rewalt in 2017, Lynch is going to have to be the man in 2023. Not one tall forward, I think, had a better last 10 weeks of the season than Tom Lynch. I think Darcy Fogarty pushes him, but I'd still take Lynch for a few of those performances. The Eagles and the Hawks and the Pies come to mind for the great man, so he is going to finish my side. So that's it, guys. What do you think? Comment below. Let me know. Plenty of honourable mentions. The one that springs to mind might be a Tim English, Jack McRae, Noah Anderson, Connor Rozee, plenty more that you could probably throw in there. So what do you think? Let me know. Like the video if you like the video. Helps more people watch, be a part of the family. Subscribe if you haven't already just before you go. Takes less than a second. Helps that number go up and we can expand the family. Hope you've enjoyed your weekend. Take it easy, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.